Whether you wanted a sequel, whether you didn't, it's happening because I said it would happen. Greg's Diary, Susan's Secret. There's a sequel to The Button. The reason it took so long was because I wanted the whole book to be written. I think someone was written by u/Lightbox. I'm not sure if that's the correct user who created the LLB. He didn't write his name on the cover of it. Also, let's begin. No month. Okay. Anyway, Sunday. Oh man, where do I even start? Last I wrote in this, I had finally pressed the button, but the person it killed was my grandma. I also got $1 million, which was able to pay our mortgage and prevent us from going homeless. Then, Mom called everyone down for a family meeting, which isn't a good sign. The reason I didn't write about the meeting yesterday is because it was chaotic. So the reason Mom called everyone down to the meeting was because she wanted to tell us all her deepest secret. I don't even want to say it. No, I have to say, I have to, for the historical record of my life. Here goes nothing. Manny is the child of an affair Mom had with a man who wasn't Dad. The reactions to that news were about how you'd expect. Dad was devastated, especially apparently this was the first he'd heard of this affair too. He spent the last 4 years believing Manny was his child he made with Mom. After that, Mom said that she didn't see the man anymore and that they broke up after he found out she was married. She even told us his name. Terry Jerrison is his name. This just made Dad even more upset, however. He went off on how he doesn't want to know who the man what's the best way to put this? She Bible studied is. Then, just as he finished his rant, Mom tried and failed to make him feel better again by saying that she still considers Manny his child. That was Dad's breaking point, and he got up and left the meeting before he could do anything he would regret later. Suck it up. The rest of the night wasn't so great either. After the meeting, we all just stood there for a while before eventually making our own ways to bed. Wednesday. Things haven't been very good these last few days. Dad is upset at Mom for cheating on him. Mom is upset that Grandma died when she seemed so healthy, and Roderick and I have been left to fend for ourselves because of all of this, which has gone just about as well as you'd expect. Hold up, let me do my best, Roderick here. Here's your dinner, dumbass. Roderick's cooking isn't what I'd call edible. That is to say, it's very bad. Pretty sure I would have gotten food poisoning if I'd continued eating more than one bite. Friday. Somehow, everything has managed to get even worse in the last few days. It's a lot to explain. It all started last night when Dad caught Roderick sneaking out of the house in the middle of the night. Roderick tried to play it off, pretending that he was just using the bathroom, but he wasn't going to win awards for Best Liar that night, and Dad saw right through him. Let you and me have a talk, friend. I was going to the bathroom. Eventually, their talk turned into a yelling match with Dad demanding to know where Roderick was going, and Roderick refusing to tell him. Just as it seemed their argument was going to end, a knock was heard at the door. By this point, everyone else was awake, and Roderick tried his best to make sure no one answered it. He failed. Roderick tried rushing to the front door, hoping to prevent any of us from opening it. Manny, however, was able to slip past Roderick and open the door. Behind it was a cop. No one, not even Roderick, was expecting that. The cops said that they had a warrant for the arrest of Roderick Heffley. Apparently, he's been egging this one guy's house for the last few days, and the guy finally had enough. So he decided to call the police. That's still been very angry at Roderick. They directed the cops right at him. That actually let his own son get arrested. Okay, let's continue anyway. I really can't believe that Dad would just let the police take him like that. Dad, everyone actually have been so different this last week. Mom's been so upset ever since Grandma died. Dad has been extra irritable ever since he found out Mom cheated on him. Manny has been hogging the TV even more than he usually does. And now Roderick is getting arrested. I just wish I had never pressed that button. Mom asked one of the cops how much Roderick's bill is, but the cops said they wouldn't know until the next morning. Eventually, they left, and we had no choice but to go back to sleep. I really couldn't sleep though. I just kept thinking about how mad I am at Dad for just letting those stupid cops arrest Roderick. I know that I know there probably wasn't much he could do, but he could have at least put up a fight. Instead, he just stood there watching gleefully as his son was taken away in handcuffs. What if that's me someday? The authorities find out that I basically killed someone, and Dad just watches as I'm sent to 30 years in prison. My life is falling apart before my eyes, and I don't know what to do. What can I do? This morning, Mom went to the police station to get Roderick out of jail, but Dad didn't go with her. It wasn't much of a to problem foot. I think I said that 4. Yeah, it's probably 4. For Mom to pay bill since since so Roderick is back home now. Whoever is writing this, just know your grammar is not gonna win you any awards. I'm having trouble even reading your sentences, my guy. Like, uh, if you're ever making another LLB, please don't make these mistakes. Some of us have a very hard time adjusting to bad grammar. Not that it's your fault. I'm not saying that some people have trouble with other languages. Probably not your native language, but please, if you're gonna write in English, then please write it properly. Again, the story is nice, but like it's kind of hard to get to these parts. Okay, let's continue. I passed the house he egged on the way to school, and I can see why the guy called the cops about it. Dad is still mad at Roderick, and things have been tense between them all day. Everyone is tense actually. We're all still mad at Dad for not putting up a fight for Roderick, or at least I am. Now things are worse here than ever before, which I've been saying way too much recently. I just want everything back to normal. Mom and Dad actually talking, Grandma being alive, Roderick being not a criminal, but it won't ever go back to normal. Nothing will ever be normal ever again. This guy thinks he can just slip out thinking that's it. Sunday. Today was Grandma's funeral. RIP. Mom made us all go, even Dad, despite his protest. Mom was so upset during the funeral that she could barely even give her speech. Who, who can blame her really? Mom, her mom just died, and the worst part was that she seemed to be the only one of her siblings who was upset. Everyone else was just arguing about who would get what from her. And at the meantime, this nigga Greg is thinking, this is my fault. I killed her. I caused this. Nigga, it doesn't matter. If you're going to look for another button to push, get yourself some money. If I look for all the buttons, you find who made these buttons and start pressing them. So what? Some people die. You already have blood on your hands, old grimy blood. So you might as well just do it. In fact, take no more ring as well, bro. I'm going on another tangent again. That's why I made the last book super long. God, I blame myself for that one. That book was so irritable when you guys read that part. I know it was, and I'm sorry for that. Let's continue this one. I feel so guilty about all of this. None of our current problems would be happening if it weren't for me pressing that button. Everything bad in my life right now can be tracked back to it. I feel like I should come clean about it to everyone. No, to everyone and accept the consequences. No, that will only make things worse, right? Yo, what up? 3 months later. I'm glad I downloaded this. Taking space on my device. I'm glad I did that for just that small Wednesday. Oh boy, it's been a while since I wrote in this thing. Sorry about that. Mom and dad are getting divorced. They only officially told us last week, but me and Roderick had been suspecting it for a while before that. At first, everything that had ha- at first, after everything that happened, mom and dad fought a lot. But eventually, things died down. Instead of fighting, they just weren't talking at all. Eventually, there was stuff that they really should have been talking to each other about. They just made me communicate it instead. Dad eventually started sleeping in the basement. He said it was so he could guard his Civil War stuff, but we all knew that was BS. 2 weeks ago, they started talking again in private. I tried to eavesdrop on them, but I couldn't make out what they were saying, only that it was not good. Then it happened. Things have been uneasy since then, even uneasier than they have been for the past several months. Honestly, I don't even know what to write about anymore. I started another year of middle school. How exciting! Dad's still jobless. I guess we're just coasting off that $1 million now. Mom and dad are fighting. Just another Tuesday. Roderick's Ploopy and Manny spoiled. Business as usual. The only reason I'm writing in this now is because of the whole divorce thing. Really, I just feel empty inside, like something in me died that day I pressed that damn button. But I don't even feel like drawing anything anymore. So you taped a drawing that you made. Oh wait, I'm just reading. Am I depressed? To be continued. So we have another book, Greg's Diary, Divorce and Depression. Wow, this took a really dark turn.